and gentlemen, welcome back to what could be the last episode of the Harran series here on the Lord Master channel, in which, let me say right now, for my whole experience for this video series on Harran, is probably the most fun I've ever had compared to all the other ones that I did in the past. Fun because of ever since they added the Tours and Tournaments DLC here, and added up many things you could do during peacetime, unless you are commanding your army onto some campaign of a faraway land, where you could do, you know, whatever you would like to do, be it tournaments or grand tours or feasts or hunts or anything like that. But the last couple of episodes, I had real fun with the travel feature. Like when somebody invites me to either a hunt or a feast or a tournament or whatever, I would take part of that and then go divert to some other part of the world. Because playing as, you know, this old man here, who now wears a, you know, a wreath on his head, just like in the days of the ancient Greeks and Romans. Just because he's an august ruler. And it also serves a reminder of the core theme of that series, and that's Harranism, you know, being one of the last Hellenic pagans. And here I am, still here, still alive, kicking, and I really want to travel to Western Europe before I even think about ending a series like that, especially in this character's life. So now let us go to the Harran Debutantes of it's what it's called. The Debutantes is empire in Aramaic language. While he's the Maka de Maka, Ashur. Alright, now here we are in this ever-expanding empire, even though we have not been expanding through conquest, but through diplomacy. Well, we did lose a piece of territory, and that's over there by Antioch. Which fortunately, well, still fortunately, he may be arrogant, but let me see. Strange as it sounds, but I would like to be betrothed to your daughter. Alliance. Increase the alliance, then he'll be vassalized. And then meanwhile, at the same time, I should have done something in the previous episode in which I felt like that I'm an idiot for that. And that's like, yes, we please him a lot enough and all that. But look, minus 15. We're so close. Could have formed an alliance, yes? But there are other ways. Too bad you're heterosexual. If you were homosexual, I would have... Well, actually, no. I'm an asexual. I can't make him a lover or anything like that. Plus, he's traveling and is not attractive and all that. So it wouldn't matter anyway. Why don't you make him your friend? And then at the same time, while the time goes on, we need to continue to appease the Egyptian culture here. Especially with this yearly changes on promoting acceptance. Now if only, and that's a big if, only to get to this. Being open-minded is very good. So, let's not waste any more time here, except maybe hold court. And I've read, at least, some people that I know over at CyberXCon's Discord server, that some people think, why do they even hold court if the events are going to get repetitive? I mean, yeah, I'm guilty of that too. That some events I do are a bit rather repetitive. But, it's just the way it is. Now, and in which they add a little more court events. Not necessarily when you hold court, but just random events that's in the court between courtiers and anything like that. You know, have a little more entertainment with that. Well, that's up to VIET and Rice for that, which they did a bit of that. Now, anyways, evangelical backlash. I am met by a poor Sunni, a vision of humility and supplication. Glorious Malka the Malka, I can plead you that you stop the priests that harass those people and drive them to adopt Harranism. Though we may all have different beliefs, we're all Syriac brothers and sisters in the end. Whether we follow Allah or the One, can we not still live together in peace? Well, I'll just say a blank no. A new arrival to my court today is one, bad, an envoy from my acquaintance, Amir Hafiz of Hashim. It has come to the attention of my liege that you are harboring an individual of particular interest. Yagana has a legitimate claim to the Hashim Amir Hafiz because it demands a return to this arid subject of his. Sent out of the room. Whilst the council deliberates, what should we do? She is my guest. Try to trick him into taking Taliban, said the deception will be discovered upon his return. 60% chance you'll successfully convince him, and he will likely be furious if he finds out. And 39% chance he does not believe me and flees. Disguise. Taliban, here, this Palestinian woman. As they got it and sent her instead. Failed to deceive him, though. An offensive monument. A peasant steps forward carrying a petition. My liege, I come to you as a representative of the Kurds from the Kota of Ukbara. The peasant briefly pauses and reserves speech. Our plea is to see an important monument, our culture, restored, ignored by the Ravakirta. She's actively hindering us from rebuilding. My liege, allow me to explain, Morten Jexman. This monument makes a mockery of our culture. It depicts Syriacs as monsters. Surely, you can see why I would oppose the restoration of such a hateful monument. Build a different monument instead, one symbolizing compassion. Right, two things. Okay, now we have an alliance, and that means, come on in. You're coming back to us, and plus we'll be expanding a little more. Oh, my Lord Vassal, but unfortunately that during his recent visit to your court you attempted to deceive him by poorly disguising a useless nobody as my own subject Uganda. My servants are too worldly to be caught by your attempts at intrigue, however. Though I was unable to return your gun in my court, I can ease my disappointment by spreading word of your bumbling incompetence across the known world. If we ever meet, you and I shall be enemies. Is that so, my friend? Well, no, we're not friends, we're allies, in fact. Oh, no, you had him confused with the Sunni Caliph, because they have the same dynasty. That's who you have it confused with. My reputation's ruined. Thank you very much. And now I'm gonna break this patrol. How bad would he say for breaking patrol? Not too much. He still likes me somewhat. I simply did that as a political move just to bring him in. So now we expand into areas that really don't belong to us. As you have taken the area of Cilicia, Cilicia. We can bring you in. I've always wanted to bring the Kuramites into the fold. Because we have always had good relations with the Kuramites. Sure, we fought a few wars that's territory related, even though I never completely united all of Syria because of one part that's missing. Kurdistan. Well, I could unite that by telling them to come in. I could do just that during one of the last few expansions, I assume. Hey, you got any daughters? Well, they're all probably old by now. Actually, no. No widows. Siblings. You got any siblings? No. Why am I even thinking about it? Why am I even thinking about this? Won't work. He's too well liked. Yes, you have leprosy. Screw it. I would like to have a marriage alliance with him. But if we can get rid of this man who is a landed character, then there might be a chance. It'll take 8 years. Well, get to work on it. Since I have all the damn money in the world, we can just bribe anybody in that cares. That's good enough. And at the same time, continue to improve cultural relations with the Egyptians. My vassals, as well as lower segments of society, are getting restless for long times and not some of these states in Rome decline our astrology over a long time. This is a costly affair that thinks and goes sour on me if I lack the ability to cause a good impression on anyone. I must weigh carefully the pros and cons of organizing the whole affair. Well, summon everybody to the palace. My entourage and I are strolling back with a short foray around while we unexpectedly run across my vassal and his retinue skulking around my capital on unannounced. Ah, Ashur, I was hoping to run into you. Come, I've got a most delightful little taberna just a short ways from you. Would you care to join me for some imported teas and hazardous cakes? I could be persuaded to indulge a little. Get a bit of cosmic insights. I mean, I don't believe you're the culture head, are you? No, that's the one next door. A folded iron sword of excellent craftsmanship. The grip is covered in a gold helix inlay, and the blade is etched to display the words, "He who knows his own essence becomes divine." It's a mighty fine sword. I've seen better. Wants to make something wondrous. My wrists! I'm working on some important official documents today, and the last time writing so much that my wrists are getting sore. It is an uncomfortable, sensational set, and don't know how long it can last. These are important documents I need to finish. Take a break and start again tomorrow. Boxes, sculptures, thrones, so much you can make. Perhaps you have any wishes? How about a magnificent chest to store things in? %. I think we don't need to kill that man. I think befriending may work, but we'll see what comes first. A large velvet tapestry of excellent craftsmanship. The cloth is woven to show intricate designs of interlocking geometric shapes. That's lovely. I arrived back at my castle after a long, lonely walk. Another year passed, another year older. I was born on this day, 58 years ago. The older I get, the more cherished relationships I cultivate over the years. So it says we have not heard from my friends, Isaiah, Cometisa, Chayuda, or any of my other friends today. Trudged along my chambers. Loneliness is impending my feet, when I hear a clang and hushed whispers from down the hallway. What could that be at this hour? Happy birthday! What a surprise! All my nearest, dearest friends have come together to wish me well as I begin this next year of life. There's even an entire table laden with pomegranate cakes, my favorite. Here I was, thinking that everyone had forgotten about me. I can't believe that I'm Zion. Went through all the trouble raging as a secret. I had not a clue Stoffel surprised being planned all. My friend tried to approach me, struggling to carry 3 beautifully wrapped packages. Ever the trickster says, I have 3 gifts here for the choosing. One shall be yours, but which shall it be? A medium-sized one will be perfect. A sponge on a stick? What the? That's a child artifact. Thank you very much. So based on the way it looks now, I think befriending him would be enough to offer vassalage and then create the title of the Kingdom of Egypt. I was able to lead the work of the estates in the most professional and enlightened way. Didn't want to make my wrists sore on such an important thing. Several important policies were implemented. A general feeling of cooperation was forged, and in the end I was able to impress everyone with my leadership skills. Now it's time to turn to reality of what was planned. Because besides the display of effects of every vassal and sub-vassal in my realm, we have also inside in their own domains. The same policy was approved in these states will be applied to there too. That's what that's for. Not just for my domain, but everybody else's. I'm waiting for somebody to invite me to feast or a hunt or go to a tournament. Anything. Anything to get me out of this place. Or something to improve relations with the Egyptians. Something. Die during his sleep. Ah, crud. I have 2 bodyguards, correct? Yes, you do. Give it here. mere obstacles. You see, true scholars just as I am. Sure, there are many learned topics which you can converse. I should approach it. Let's see what comes of this. Our shared interests might bring us closer. He and I held a long conversation on the nature of knowledge and other philosophical matters. I feel that our minds are touching and we are closer to becoming friends. Great minds think alike, after all. After learning that he would be guesting at a manor in the castle of Albaria, I realized it would be a perfect occasion to meet with him. By my request, I was seated next to him for the duration of dinner. Both had a great time. I was surprised at how much we had to talk about. By the time I left, it felt as though we'd known each other a lifetime already. Such a pleasant man. Even though we were sickly loony. Now it comes in. Egypt is ours. That's the first time I ever formed a kingdom without sending a single soldier over there. But I don't recall if I ever defeated you in a war, if that was way back when, but I don't really think so. Cancel the murder plan. As your lord, that means you will join us too. Yo keep. Come on, you two. One last bit. No exception. That means you're going to convert for once. As a matter of fact, you get to be the Lord of Cyrenaica. Cyrenaica is yours. There's another part of Egypt that's not yet ours. You down there. 1 second. Now, what do you say? You'll be Harranian as well. 'Cause I say so. Same for your guardian, whoever's raising you. Matter of fact, mind if I be your guardian? Well, of course. Because I'm very well learned. You don't need to convert your culture. I'm just gonna raise you so you can keep the faith. Because I say so. And we no need to expand any further downwards. Unless it's for Nubia, which they are a bit of a weaker realm. They can join if you give a religious exception. Although we'd be overexpanding a little, to be real honest. I mean, oh, well, they would be willing as well because of, you know, the realm is remote. But if we get rid of that, it would have been 1%. Even though we don't have any much of cultural acceptance of Nubians, nor do I speak their language. So try not to overthink. They would never join because they'll say, I am king! And all that. Again, this is what I really wanted, just to get Egypt in. Now over in Crete, if it wasn't so distant, then we might have a chance. So you could say we are in prime position to invade Greece, to get Athens. But we don't need to do that right now, because I need to prepare more, such as having another men-at-arms regiment. And I think I know exactly what to bring with me. Thinking about them. Or more of these that would definitely kill their skirmishers and heavy infantry. Or bring pikemen, which would be ideal for, you know, fighting in this kind of terrain. And plus, they may bring a lot of cavalry, so I think it would be ideal to bring pikemen for once. Struggle to make out the tiny letters on the scroll before me. I feel a headache building once again. Why do scribes insist on writing such small symbols? I squint and try it. Like a sort of miracle with the aid of stone and glass. Even old men struggling with bad eyesight could read of ease. Well, I need one of these stones because I got money. For some reason, I woke up about an hour or so before I usually do this morning. I found it hard to go back to sleep, and the sun is already rising above the horizon, though I feel a little tired. Perhaps I could take the opportunity to do something, as I have no essential work to take care of at the moment. Eat breakfast early. Most important meal. Here to relieve you, I hear one of my guards says it takes post. Another day, another coin. The other says he takes his leave. Their hard work is appreciated. Come on, somebody start an activity, so I would love to travel through Hispania and Francia and even Britannia. One last great trip. The salmon and realm is split. My Compatibility, yes, update change progress, droning on about the limits of plain adventure as my mind reels with bold ideas from my chest. Creating might not be my personal forte, but that doesn't mean I can never say how my money is spent. I have a few suggestions. My ideas work well, and they will be of higher quality. Now I got the honorary sphere, which means we have faster naval speed. Give me this once. In 9 years' time, this will give us a little more small health boost for disease resistance, increased life expectancy for 5 years, and less friendly fatal casualties. It's the Bamaristan. A Bamaristan is a hospital in the historic Islamic world, whose purpose was to serve as a designated place where medical treatment could be given to individuals in need. In Islamic culture, Bamaristans serve all people regardless of their race, religion, citizenship, or gender. The goal of all physicians and hospital staff was to work together to help the well-being of their patients. There were no restrictions on the time a patient could spend as an inpatient, as Bamaristans were required to keep all patients until they were fully recovered. The hospital wards were divided into mental disease, contagious disease, non-contagious disease, surgery, medicine, and eye disease. Each hospital could contain a lecture hall, kitchen, pharmacy, library, mosque, and occasionally a chapel for Christian patients. Recreational materials and musicians were often employed to comfort and cheer patients up. That's a beautiful thing. See, they were sophisticated. My rival died. He died of succumbed to the fatal uplift. Well, that's different. All my rivals are dead. Excellent. A chest of masterful craftsmanship. It is constructed from oak planks. The wood's been painted with mythological beasts. This is lovely. Get that statue out of there and put a chest on that. Now look close. That's a chest, alright. Gives me prestige and a bit of renown gain. Who's getting the Egypt title? Oh, Musha is apparently the Assyrian name for Egypt. It's gonna go to... yeah. Right. Those bastards. Vassals fighting each other. Would you like to come in? I would be willing to give you religious exception because we've always been friends of the Karamites. And plus this would finally unite all of Assyria. You know, to get Kurdistan in. Stop. Okay, bring them in. What's this? A hunt. A hunt over there. Well, here's another opportunity for me to get off my throne and go on a great adventure. This is something that I exactly had wanted. We go on a little hunt, and then someone's going to say, "Hey, aren't we supposed to be home?" And I'll say, "Well, no, we're going on a tour." We'll even bypass. Hold on, over this. We're going to go on to the great Western European adventure. Well, we had to make a few stops along the way. First we go to Tripoli, so Leptis Magna. Then we'll head to the Great Mosque of Savik. So we'll be going to North Africa first before we consider going to Europe. This might be the longest trip ever. So, Great Mosque Susa, Great Mosque of Harran, the Al-Zuni Mosque. Tomb of Numidia. And then we'll continue further inland to head towards this here university. Although I have no desire to go further deep down in the Trans-Sahara. Or even that way. But I did say I'm willing to go travel all the areas of Hispania and then Francia and then Britannia. This is the great Western European trip that I've been wanting to do for this episode. This is why I said it's possible that it may be the final episode, but it may not be, because I wanted to do this. Because this will be the last great, world tour. I just want to see the world. I've been as far as China, now I'll be willing to go as far as Western Europe. I don't give a care if it takes 4 years. I just want to be there. And whatever dangers are out there, I'll be sure to deal with them. There's a couple of landmarks in Francia that I also go to. Don't know if I really want to go to all of them, because some of them are just capitals. Upriver we go. Yeah, I know that place. Breton Skull. That means there's a Slavic ruler in Brittany. And just to make a little bit of sense, go on by boat and we'll sail up to head to the English Channel. So that's to be visiting Britannia, and we'll land there. We'll visit Stonehenge. So now they say the trip will take about 3 years, but we'll go further. Then we'll be heading to Offa's Dyke, all the segments of it. Does give you a tiny bit of martial. And if I somehow die during this great European trip, well, it'll be worth it. So that way I have the right to say that I have seen the world. And I've been there. Dyke will also head there. There's nothing up there. Neither in Ireland, so we'll go as far as Hadrian's Wall before we will finally turn back to go home. I am just a tourist. Glad the game is thinking that way. And then after that, and we'll sail back down there and, well, apparently it's going to take me down there. Okay, that's what I wanted anyhow. Glad it's thinking of that. Again, I don't need to visit every single landmark. Especially when you go, you know, like further away, I would say no to that. As I said, I intended to be a West European trip. So this travel is going to take about roughly 3 years. We'll be bringing Silk Road merchants, and we'll be hiring mercenary guards because you're coming across foreign land. And those who are coming with me are these men here, including my son and heir, and my old Italian best friend. As well as the master of the hunt, and a guest here. So, as based on the amount of time that it's going to take, this will likely be this will likely be the whole damn episode. Then once I'm done with that, and if I do survive the trip, we're invading Greece for one last holy site. So, and with that, let's go to the hunt. Here's our Silk Road merchant of the day, and here's your mercenary and friend. Let's go. Let's go on a hunt and then begin our trip to the west. Assyria united, and plus the Kuramites. For 3 months. I have better things to do. I'm going to Europe. You eat it. And come join my court. You two are going to take part on a great expedition. Now, what are we hunting? Is there any sighting here? No, you're just hunting for the sake of hunting. Wait for the guests to arrive. Okay, good. Let me help you with that job. You know I remain unmarried, right? And I'm still in very good health. I got a long life to live. My prowess will slowly go down. Maybe I'll find a lucky woman out west. And I'll marry her. Don't care what skills she has or not. These damn guests are taking too long to get here. Sped big. Where is that last guy? Traveling. You there. Where the hell are you? He's near. He's getting there. Sorry I can't be here right now. Because I'm going to Europe. Well, North Africa first, then Europe. Western Europe, to be exact. Alright, is he? Rab Kirta Akasaman assembles the party as the sun rises over the camp near the scrub woods near Gazara de Biruma. The local gamekeepers scoured the vicinity and reached the tracks of fumes. While decided no sign of the bucket area, there are evidently plenty of foxes. Ultimately, he decided he wanted to hunt a fox today. Classic fox hunting, huh? That sounds a little less perilous. I'll go kill a fox for you. I'm in no mood to make some friends here. You are the heir to Syria. My acquaintance Dick is the first to spot its flying tail. This devious dog is hard to distinguish. There's no doubt there's observing us through the Spanish smoke. He thinks a moment to afford just enough. Come, we'll cut it off. Well, let's go. We'll try to ambush it. It's 58% chance of success here. 66.1. We got it. Based on that sound. Alright. This is a foxtail that's gonna be going to this man. Damn, I should hunt more often. I'll be sure to do that when I get back. Sure, I failed my intent to slay the beast, but I didn't care. Like people say, alright, we're gonna go home. And then they're gonna be like, Ashur, home's that way? And it says, yes, home is that way, but I have bigger plans for all of you. We're gonna go on a trip to the west. Nonsense, I'll take over his guide. See? This is gonna be a long boat trip, so be careful. Because in future, we're gonna go into the open sea. Right about when we get past Crete. Also, there's this mod that I'm using currently. One of the mods that I'm using. Okay, now we're up to the open sea now, in the Ionian Sea. Go ahead. Master by appears, you better make a damn good one. So, regional travel events. They already added a couple events for Italia, Hispania, and Francia, which is the reason why I want to go to these places. And just recently, about a few days ago before this recording, they added events for Britannia as well. Whew! Made it with no trouble. As we are about to arrive here in Leptis Magna, the gem of Tripolitania. This city was founded by the ancient emperors. Its awe-inspiring ruins are still for the most part standing, and workshops for the locals can be found inside its colossal halls. Now we'll travel along the coast into the lands of Tunisia. Hey, I have a few suggestions. We have a court physician, right? You know, that's a very good question. Who is a physician? I got sick, but do not worry. I'm still in very good health because of iron constitution. Massive boost overtakes severe. Oh no, the physician's still with us, even though this is going to be her last trip. Still drained my mosquitoes though, and will remain so for the rest of this journey. Because we'll be entering to Safakas. The Great Mosque of Safax was the very first mosque to be established in the city, commissioned under Aghlabid rule by the Taruqat Saud ibn Said, a Maliki Islamic jurist from the nearby city of Cairo. The very city of Safax developed around this mosque, with locals regarding as the centerpiece and crown jewel of the city. Some learning. Yes. Then we'll be headed to the Great Mosque of Susa. Not to be confused with Susa back in Mesopotamia. The Great Mosque of Susa was commissioned by Amir Abu al-Abbas Muhammad Aghlabid in 851 AD, while the Aghlabid state was a direct vassal under the Abbasid Caliphate. This mosque has served a particularly fortified appearance, but serves the purpose of a luxurious house of worship, complete with balconies, illustrious prayer halls, and intricate Kufic inscriptions. And then we'll head to another great mosque, the Great Mosque of Harran. The Uqba Mosque, otherwise known as the Great Mosque of Harran, is one of the oldest mosques throughout the Islamic world. It is a massive and impressively built piece of Islamic architecture, which is known for its fantastic scale and historical significance. You're gonna have to be open-minded. That improves, relations. We'll be heading to Tunis, where Carthage once was there, as we visited Al-Zaytuna Mosque. The Great Mosque of Al-Zaytuna is built upon the ancient place of worship where olive plants grew, thus resulting in its name, which means the Mosque of the Olive. The mosque is a prominent place of learning and respected by thousands here in Tunis. We'll continue to travel along the North African coast until the next area. So the next landmark, which is way over there, at Al-Ghazali, at the Tomb of Numidia. An ancient, colossal mausoleum built by Berber kings of Numidia before their conquest by the Romans. Entirely made of stone and perched atop of the hill, it can be seen from great distances. Eventually, we will reach Vas, home of the Al-Qarawiyyin University. The Al-Qarawiyyin University is a significant complex of Islamic architecture that borrows heavily from Moroccan architectural styles. This university encourages Muslims to learn law giving as it adheres to the Quran. Oh no, she's gone. Hey, anybody in this entourage have high learning? Karna. You're the man for the job. You're the new physician. It's average, but you'll do. I win the fight, and you join us too. You come with me on a great European trip. Farmsteads. Okay. Keep it up. Glad we're visiting these kind of places that gives us more learning. Well, it's going to be 2 years. Sinbad. Yipe. Apparently I cannot intimidate this man. I can beat the bandits. I'll say, show him what it's done. And he actually beat him. About to cross the Gibraltar, at the Rock of Gibraltar. Back in the days, it used to be called the Pillars of Heracles. A monolithic rock of Gibraltar overlooks a narrow strait that is the gateway to the Mediterranean Sea. It was one of the Pillars of Hercules in Antiquity, considered to mark the end of the known world. Looking at it now, I cannot help but wonder what lies beyond. And we shall know it. Entering into the lands of Iberia. Hammam Hospitality. Okay, now we're starting to pick up a little bit of events that relates to this mod that I mentioned earlier, the regional travel events mod. So, as I traverse the hilly terrain in the Duchy of Granada, I stumble upon a small village nestled in the folds of the landscape. The villagers, upon recognizing my noble stature, invite me to partake in a local tradition, a visit to a public bath, or hammam. The hammam, a staple of Islamic culture, is a place of cleanliness, relaxation, and social interaction. It's not uncommon to find villagers discussing everything from the latest harvest to political intrigue, while enjoying the soothing steam and warm water. Accepting an invitation could lead to an interesting and social business interactions. It could also expose my party to local gossip or intrigue. I'll send my son to charm the locals. Wins over the locals is their charm and wit, earning me goodwill to the village. We'll be heading towards the Alhambra Fortress ruins. That's what's there. The Alhambra is a fortress built upon the remains of an ancient Roman fortification. While it serves well as a defensive structure, with the right investments it could be turned into something more. Well, we can assume they probably already did that. It's still in ruins. They have not upgraded that. And plus there is a Granada flavor pack. And as well as the Galicia flavor pack. These are the only two flavor packs from Rice that relates to Iberia. Although I wouldn't even dream of doing the Iberian struggle, which I kind of ignored that because it's been... Oh, I already did that one series set in Iberian. That was the very first playthrough I did. That was before any of the DLCs or mods or anything like that. Now, as I traverse into the rugged Sierra Nevada mountains in the Duchy of Granada, I stumble upon a hidden aqueduct, a testament to the advanced water system of the Alhambra. This intricate network of channels, built by the Moors, is a marvel of engineering, bringing water from the mountains to the city and its famous gardens. Karna suggests that I follow the aqueduct, believing it may lead to new discoveries. Salu, on the other hand, is wary of the potential dangers that may lurk in the unknown. I have 0% chance because I have no intrigue. So I'll say, let's map the aqueduct for future explorations. Gain a tiny bit of learning lifestyle, and we'll gain an ancient aqueduct map artifact. Let me see that. They also added artifacts to this mod of regional travel events. Here it is. A detailed map of the hidden aqueduct discovered in the Sierra Nevada mountains. That's nice. We'll be heading to Cordoba, which is obviously the not only the capital of Al-Andalus, but is also the home of the Great Mosque of Cordoba. The Great Mosque of Cordoba was erected after the Islamic conquest of the Visigothic kingdom. Upon the foundation of the Christian Church, Originally the site was shared with both Muslims and Christians using it, but the Christian half was eventually purchased and demolished to make room for a grand mosque. Come experience the future with me. I know the cure. Oh, don't die on me, my friend. Hate to lose you. You've been one of my best charter companions I ever had. You interested in her? Her entourage keeps on growing. Just a bit of mold. As I traverse the hilly terrain of Barrios, I come across a humble potter's workshop nestled between the olive groves. The potter is working on a particular jar with intricate designs. A jarra de novea, this bride's jar, is a traditional wedding gift in this region, believed to bring good fortune and prosperity to the newlyweds. He notices my party's interest and offers to teach one of the art of pottery. It's a unique skill that could prove useful, but accepting his offer could delay my journey. I'll purchase it. I'll take it with me. Pledge! Slight delay. If you ever get a disease, equip this when the time is needed. Such a thing. Head to this other capital here. Increased the different faithful opinions so Muslims can respect me a little more. But then again, I'm all well liked throughout the whole world. They'll be heading to the bridge of Merida, spanning the entire width of the The Puente is the longest bridge in the known world. We'll be heading to Toledo. The city walls of Toledo. Originally built by the Romans in the days of old, these massive walls were significantly expanded under the reign of Wabma, king of the Visigoths. The early Arabic rulers widened them even further, creating a defensive system fit for the City of Kings. Look at the scarecrow of Tula. That's Toledo. Strolling through the Tula countryside is not quite the peaceful lark I had imagined. The sky is black with clouds, farmland fields are deathly silent. But as until we hear the ear-wrenching wails of agony coming from deep within the fields. As we draw nearer, we find a man strung up on a post as if he were a scarecrow. From his dry lips and pale skin, it is apparent that he's been here for a while. Some members of my entourage inform me to cut him down. But is it really my concern? He's a Muslim. He must have did something that would make him, that would make him in that circumstance. How to reply? As a compassionate man, I'll show mercy to this creature. The man growls pitifully at my feet, bloodying the soil with his hands. Soon, members of my entourage hoist him onto his unsteady feet, pleading to hear how he came to be there. Oh, it was me mother, you see. She tells me I'm so slow and useless that I make a better scarecrow than farmhand. So she tied me up. I thought I'd be alright, but it was torture. Intellect was clearly not his strength, but he offers me a small sum of wealth for my assistance regardless. You say your mother put you there. Now listen here. I know they call you the Thoughtless because it is said he doesn't merely speak before he thinks. He simply doesn't think at all. He's clearly in danger here. You ought to come with me too. Died of old age is the master of the horse. Not to mention he was the realm's marshal. Got a long trip ahead of. Mountain country, it's winter. As you traverse through the rugged mountains of Castilia, a faint but distinct sound catches my attention. It's a beautiful melody, carried by the wind from a distant monastery. The monks are singing Gregorian chants, their echoes echoing through the valleys, creating an ethereal ambience. The serene and spiritual atmosphere could provide a respite from my journey's hardships, but the monastery is off your planned route, and the mountain path is treacherous. I'm curious about these chants. Could you tell me more, Walid? 100% chance that he explains the history and spiritual significance of Gregorian chants, and I will feel enlightened by it. The Traveling Shepherd of the Mesta. While traveling through the rolling hills of Castilla, I come across a lone shepherd moving his flock along the Cañada, La Niña de Cañada. My Spanish is a little, despite the fact that I'm descendant of those people. A traditional livestock run. He introduced himself as Melindu, a member of the Mesta, a powerful association of sheep ranchers in medieval Spain. With a friendly smile, he invites me and my companions to share a meal. As I sit around the fire, the shepherd recounts his tales of his travels across Castilla, sharing insights into the diverse regions and cultures he encountered. His stories are filled with interesting details about the local customs, historical events, and even some gossips from the royal court. He's Leonese, to be exact. I need a little bit of learning, so I'll listen to his stories attentively. So I'll find his stories fascinating and gain valuable insights into local culture and history. What the duck? The day on the road's been fairly calm and nondescript so far. We're somewhere outside of Aranda de Duero, and I close my eyes and my mouth brings me forward, one step at a time. As the wind plays a magnificent melody across through the treetops, another noise carried by the breeze, not from our entourage. Is that quacking? I isolate this sound to be coming from the shrubbery on my right-hand side. Don't go stupid now. Just say that's a good omen. Don't follow no ducks. I'm not here to divert for God knows how long the delay will be when it comes to trying to find a duck or two. So we're entering to forest country as we're about to arrive at the capital of Lyon. Yes, the capital of Lyon. Not much to say. Stewardship went up, so vassal tax contribution will be even richer. We'll be heading to the Roman walls of Lugo. Built by the Romans long ago, the Great Walls of Lugo remain an impressive sight. Pilgrims pass their 5 gates on the road to Santiago de Compostela, making the journey even more profound. The Hermit. A grotto emerges from the vegetation like a stone arch in the cathedral. On its entry, there's a small wooden table and a stall. Someone left a lantern burning on it. Careful, my liege. Amen. Holds his arm up in front of my chest. There are bandits in these lands. You are quick to make accusations. A dimly illuminated figure stands in the entrance to the cave. I am merely a hermit, and you must be the Malka de Malka. How the hell you know me? "79 years old and in good health. She's a mystic. How fortunate. Please tell me about my future. I'll receive a prophecy. What my prophecy shall be." Before we even say anything, a familiar face in the forest. As me and my party traversed in the dense forest of Galicia, I stumble upon a woman who bears a striking resemblance to Marina, a legendary figure of Galician folklore. Marina was said to be a beautiful maiden who lived in the forest, guiding lost travelers to safety. The woman, Hermesinda, greets me warmly and offers me the guide through the forest. But as seems intrigued, while not her seems suspicious. Can this woman be trusted, or is she a trickster playing on the legends of old? Gallego. I'll say, I'll trust her and accept her guidance. I don't know the land, but you do. But now the prophecy. The hermit takes a second before replying. She gets up and waits until I follow. There are some herbs scattered around in what seems to be a rudimentary bed. She turns to me when we're away from my entourage with an oddly deeper voice. You shall find that who seeks. How insightful. I will remember this. As we'll be heading to Corun, capital of Galicia, also the home of the Farum Brigantum. The ancient lighthouse is said to be based on the famous sister in Alexandria, having guided seafarers for untold centuries. It remains important to Galicia's coastal trade. Some claim you can glimpse Ireland's green coast from the top of this lonely town, but gazing out, you only see endless sea. I know, Cure. We'll be traveling through the northern Iberian coast, and eventually we'll come across pretty dangerous territory in this here forest. You want a new forge? I mean, no disrespect, but this forge is yours. Let's just say you want the brooch to be a little elegant, you're going to have to invest in a new one. Of course, what do we need? A new forge for 5 years. This definitely helps it. Be heading to Zaragoza. It's rather precarious territory. Also, they just inherit that. As my party winds its way through the hilly terrain of Vizcaya, I come across a lively scene. A group of local Basques are engaged in a fast-paced game of pelota, a traditional ball game known for its intensity and speed. The players, with their bare hands, strike a small ball against a wall, showcasing their agility and strength. My party watches in fascination, and soon enough, Ashur, my son and heir, is invited to join in. The locals cheer at the prospect of a friendly match with outsiders. It could be a fun diversion and a chance to bond with the locals. However, the game's intensity and hardball could potentially lead to injuries. I might get hurt at this. I might gain a pelota ball artifact. There's a chance I might get wounded, but don't worry. I can handle injuries. I mean, I'm getting older, so I'll just join in the game. Let's show what we got. Painful defeat. He got injured. Keep going. Just gotta get through this little dangerous territory first. On our way through Jordan, we appear to have stumbled into a local food market. Everywhere, peasants and nobles of every culture and tongue clamor around the exotic food stalls. The air thick with fragrances I never imagined. My nose was drawn to a lowly stall stack of a dish I could only dream. I pulled out and gazed to the haunted grasp about me. Do not waste your palate on this slum, my lord. Empanadas are for the peasants. We have much finer food zone. Yeah, food's different when you're in a different part of the world. I'm a okay, and I want my empanada. Food was disgusting. Passed through dangerous territory, and we're going to cross another dangerous territory potentially, as we will be heading to Devil's Bridge in Tarragona. A marvel of engineering. This ancient Roman two-tiered aqueduct is used to supply clean water to the city of Tarraco. Now strange legends surrounding its ridiculous arches. We will be leaving the lands of Iberia, and we will soon enter to the lands of Francia. It is nightfall, and Arbel is hard at work when we arrive at the cereal fields out Ullestre. She appears to be flattening crops at a rapid pace, using a large flat piece of wood and heavy stones. I frown as I watch the woman performing her labor, then I inquire what sex she's up to. She winces and starts a long rant about how we need to wake up and meet our true mass instead of hiding behind false Christian teachings. I take a few step backs in surprise. It is a Christian faith, of sorts. So we'll be heading to Arles, home of the Arles Amphitheater. Constructed centuries ago, this massive arena remains the center of life in Arles. Out of its stone walls, the townsmen have carved towers and chapels in their homes, living on the sandy field where gladiators once slaughtered each other for sport. We'll begin to head up north, next to the Rhone, which will be heading to the Theatrum of Lyon. The ruins of an ancient and elegant Roman theater that overlooked the city, nestled on the hills of Forvere. You got pneumonia. We're traveling plenty of the French countryside. An open bridge of masterful craftsmanship. It consists of an emerald cabochon that is framed by a gold ring stamped with runes. This is lovely. Hey, Chevalier Adams. It is known that the people of Chalon seem to profess a special devotion towards the Chevalier in their legends. My lord, the Chevalier says, bowing his head, it is most fortunate that you and I came to meet at this crossroad. For I'm in search of a marvelous fountain which water is said to cure all illnesses. If you were to help me in my quest, I shall pay homage to you. I shall never leave him unattended. Lead the way. I'm in a bit of an adventurous mood. I'm not getting any better. It leads us to a small clearing where natural fountain glimmers. The light reflects on the surface that looks so bright that it feels like the second sun. Careful! A beast! A guardian! The Chevalier points at a stag standing between us and the fountain. I don't care if I get wounded, I'll be fine. Don't fear, I shall fight it. And the beast wounds me and the healing water is gone. We didn't get it. As I lie in bed constrained by my wounds, I have time to reflect on the meaning of life and how tenuous my grasp at all is. My faith on the meaning of life, how tenuous my grasp at all is. My faith partly rests on my constitution, partly on a care I receive, mostly on luck. As time passes, the conclusion approaches, but in the end I'm ready to accept my destiny. Let's hope for the best, even though my court physician already treated my wounds, so I'm all better now. I found a shortcut while I was thinking of such thoughts. We'll be heading to Sanath, home of the Epithet Circus. A grandiose public circus is used for games and ceremonies. It was constructed by the Merovingian king Ashur, inspired by ancient Roman monuments. Then we'll be heading to Amiens, which is their capital. Pass through that. Unfortunately, we'll be bypassing Paris. Because there should have been a landmark there, but it's not the capital of France. It's a very, very disunified realm. Yeah, it'll do. So we'll be traveling through Normandy. Traveling to Mont Saint-Michel Sanctuary. The tidal island of Mont Saint-Michel is the center of the veneration of Archangel Michael. Though there only exists a humble sanctuary on the island right now, the area still attracts many local pilgrims who brave the hazardous tides to reach it. Awfully high fort level there. And as a reminder, I had considered doing a Normandy series before I decided to do Harran because of commitment and time. As I ride through the hills of Brittany, I come across a hidden grove. The sound of soft singing and music catches my attention. As I approach, I see a group of locals gathered around a small fire, reciting lines in a medieval Breton poetic form. They invite me to join them and listen to the tales of chivalry, love, and adventure. The melodies and words transport me to another time and place, and I find myself lost in these stories. After a while, one of the locals turns to me and says, "My lord, do you have a tale to share with us? We'll be honored to hear it." I realize that they are expecting a story from me in return for the hospitality. I could share a tale from my own adventures over Site or Radarano. I'd be delighted to share a tale with you. I have thousands of stories. Ditch. Now we've made it through the capital of the Kralostovo of Bretonsko. Why does it sound so Slavic? Who's the king? Oh, queen. She's a Moravian. That explains it. Now we'll be heading to Britannia. Sea is calm and forgiving today. Still as a boulder, and a powerful wind in our back to boot. Seems it'll be an easy day for the rowers below. Then I spot a mangled corpse of a ship buried nose first in some jagged rocks just ahead. There does appear to be any survivors, and the rocks will be no trivial thing to navigate. I feel compelled to go to investigate this mysterious wreck myself. Let's investigate. A survivor. Much to my surprise, I begin to hear a voice hailing from our ship as we approach the wreckage. The man appears to be a wealthy noble floating around the remains of a door. Hail! I thought I would never see another soul again before the sea would claim me, as did my companions. He introduces himself as Godefroy. He claims to be a noble from the Spanstable of Nates. has offered to pay safe passage and company. How would you join us in our travels? Britannia coast, and then into the English Channel. And made it to the shore of England, which will be heading to Settlebug, home of Stonehenge. The Stonehenge is an ancient mystical structure that inspired many a scholar, even today, in these enlightened times, there are men from all around Britain to study. What truly is its purpose? Finally, I killed somebody. Then we'll go to the Roman baths. This masonry is wondrous. Fates broke, its courtyard pavements were smashed. The work of giants has crumbled. The wise woman of Wessex. As I traverse the dense forests of Wessex, my party stumbles upon a hidden grove filled with a variety of herbs and plants. The fragrant scent filling the air. Well, Wolfder, known in these parts as the wise woman of Wessex, is carefully gathering these plants. She's well respected for her knowledge of herbal remedies and potions, often sought by locals for her wisdom and healing abilities. Upon noticing my party, the wise woman greets me warmly and invites me to join her in her grove. She offers to share her knowledge and perhaps teach a thing or two about the local flora and their uses, or perhaps have other matters to attend to. I'll offer to buy some herbal remedies, should the day I ever get sick. We'll be heading to Gloucester, home of the mines of the Forest of Dean. The Forest of Dean is the most notable center of iron mining and forging in the British Isles. The many forges here have supplied the region with ironware since long before Roman boots first trod Britain's soil. A grove of lovers. As I travel through the dense woods of Gloucestershire, I stumble upon a hidden grove. Hanging from the trees are a series of intricately woven love knots, a traditional Huetse courtship practice. These knots, usually made by the young man, are left in a secret place for his beloved to find. If she unties it, it signals her acceptance to the proposal. Ashur, Salinair, bodyguard, explains to me, a smile playing his lips. Battis, on the other hand, seems to see this as an opportunity for mischief. Must decide how to interpret this unexpected find. How about you untie the false knot for a laugh? So, 100% chance of a knot of laughter. That Battis ties a convincing false knot, causing much laughter when discovered. Just a little mischief. Then we visited one of the many parts of Offa's Dyke. Offa's Dyke, which is a long ditch flanked by a wall of earth, was constructed by the Anglo-Saxon king of Mercia to defend the border towards Wales. This raised earthwork offers the advantage to whoever stands on this side of the wall, as any attackers have to fight an uphill battle from the ditch. Chop chop. The massive chopping block in the middle of a logging camp and has seen much use. It looks like it's always been there, even before man walked this earth. My shoulders are tense, and my forearm trembles slightly from build-up stress as I approach a magnificent wooden trunk. I carefully place a piece of discarded timber at the podium. In one swift motion, I raise my axe. Actually, there's 2 events. That explains it. This has forestry building, that's why this event popped up. Oh, don't do that. Just say, no, manual labor is beneath me. I'm too old for this. Bloodshed, the herbalist. As I traverse through the verdant forest of Powys, I encounter a woman named Bloodshed, a renowned herbalist. She is surrounded by an array of plants and herbs, each with their own unique aroma. She seems intrigued by my presence and offered to share her knowledge of the local flora and medicinal properties. I notice a variety of plants like the healing yarrow, the calming chamomile, and the potent foxglove. Bloodshed explains that each plant, if used correctly, can cure various ailments or even save a life. However, if used properly, they can be deadly. She offers to teach me and my party how to identify and use these plants. Well, my health isn't going to get any better. %0 chance of becoming ill. And I will become the owner of the herbalist's pouch. A pouch containing various medicinal herbs from the forest of Powys. Yes. More of these herbs. Useful when I'm getting sick or ill. I'll probably become a scholar before the end of my life. As I traverse the dense forests of Mercia, Renaud, that's the man I brought with you, yes. One of my companions draws my attention to a particular carving on a tree. It's the motif of the 3 hares, each sharing an ear with the other, forming a triangle. This symbol is often associated with the Tinners Guild, a powerful organization of miners in the region. It is said that they use this symbol to mark the location of hidden treasures or dangerous traps to those who would dare to steal from them. Do you dare to investigate further? Let's have Battis investigate. He has an knack for these things. He's the man of intrigue. Glad we brought you along with us. So he successfully navigates the traps and finds a hidden treasure. A medallion of the Tinners Guild. Thank you very much. Let me see this thing. An ancient medallion bearing the symbol of the 3 hares, a mark of the Tinners Guild. This increases a bit of stewardship. You got it. After we bypass one more part of Alvesdyke, then we'll be heading to Nagakest, home of Chester Walls. These walls protected Britain's legions for centuries. Though in need of repairs, they remain some of the most impressive ever built on the island. Lots of supply limits, a huge supply limit. One second. Hit and run. It's been snowing for a few days and the cold is unbearable. I look around and see that my entourage is struggling a bit as well. I decide to travel foot alongside him. After we walk through the snowstorm another hour, Karna pulls me aside while shaking up. My liege, I cannot feel my finger anymore. He tries to make a fist, but the pain's too strong. His fingers turn all shades of blue and black. My God, no. I read about a treatment in a manuscript once. Stop right there. I just remembered something. The books. Diplomacy. Why aren't you putting on these learning books? In fact, we don't have any learning books. Thought I had them. Could have sworn. So we're delaying here because of winter time. Hate to travel through the winter in Britannia. Heading to Lincoln, part of the Fosdyke. The Fosdyke is one of the oldest canals still in operation on the British Isles. It may date as far back as Roman times. It connects the River Trent to Tuxie to the settlement of Lincoln. Winter's becoming mild here. It's starting to get better. As I traversed the marshy landscape of Mercia, my party stumbled across a bog with scattered fragments of pottery. Walid, my most learned companion, recognizes them as Staffordshire ware, a type of pottery renowned for its intricate designs and high value. The bog could be an ancient kin site, holding more treasures beneath its murky waters. However, disturbing the bog's treacherous terrain could be risky. Sinkholes are not uncommon in such places, and the bog's deceptive solidity could easily trap the unwary. Let's dig cautiously. We could find something valuable. So my careful excavation reveals more intact pieces of Staffordshire ware. Their sale will surely boost my coffers. And I'll become the owner of the Staffordshire ware shard. Fragment of the ancient pottery from the wetlands in Mercia. We have 11 months to go before it's 11 months away till we finally go home. And we're about to enter the parts of Hadrian's Wall. We know that one. Hadrian's Wall was built during Roman times to keep the northern Picts out of the province of Britannia. Nowadays it serves no defensive purpose, but the stones make it for a cheap and convenient source of building material. Just doing whatever it takes to increase the income. And over in Byzantium, they're still fighting each other. We are leaving Britannia. I'm sure they have more events on certain counties, like there, and there. They probably have more events on some of the counties you travel to. I've heard said that East Anglian fishermen are famed the world over for their ability to strip the ocean from most of its bountiful and delicious plunder. Today, by the shores of Norfolk, I'm fortunate enough to come across an East Anglian fishing fleet. Our entourage sails close by a stray member of the fleet, and greeted immediately by the pungent odor of its captain. An honor, my lord. Can interest you in our finest catches of the day? We will eat well tonight. Well fed. White squall, turn to port! The coxswain horrifying yell does not suit the calm water, but my ears are filled with a decreasing louder roar of the wind. Less than a heartbeat, the moist white mist that engulfs the whole ship, louder than the wind. The mainmast creaks and falls overboard. As soon as the game, the squall moves on. Our boat lazily rocks on a calm sea, dragging its torn sails and broken oars along. We need to somehow raise makeshift sails. 99% chance our ship sails once again. Oh, thank you. Gifted is someone important. Usually I'm the one who gives it, but you gave it to me. I'm honored to receive that. You are about to enter Aachen. The Palace of Aachen was chosen by Charlemagne to be the center of power of the Carolingian Empire. It served a both political and religious purpose. It's still an excellent place for hosting important gatherings. Teeming of all manner of wildlife. Ashur and I agree that Akin would be a splendid place to go on a hunt. While we don't have time to stay for a proper outing, as we traverse the area, I spot a pristine wild rabbit at the edge of the forest. There's clear markings on its fur, and motion Ashur to survey the animal. As he spots the rabbit, he grins. What say your friendly wager, father? Whoever strikes that pristine fellow with the narrow wins. Sounds like a deal to me. Rabbit in sight, we both slowly but purposely move closer to the rabbit. Taking aim for its tongue, as it gnashes away at a piece of straw, I pull my string and release as the arrow goes straight into the animal's body. The sudden impact launches a few paces, then the tiny body slumps on the ground, motionless. I roar in triumph, and Ashur joins me in my cheer. Nice shot, he cries, as I dart forward to pick up the trophy. This was fun. Hard workers. While traveling through Duran, I can't help but notice that every person I see works with quiet intensity I don't often notice in my life. I stopped by one of the laborers and asked him about it, and he shares some hilly wisdom. Well, you see, the trick is just you put your back into it. And you don't stop till your job's a good one. That's because... Who lives there? Who are the people that live there? 1 second. Niederfränkisch. The Dutch. They have industrious. And what was that thing? I just saw that. They are adopting military engineering. Ooh. Perhaps I could apply some of these principles at home. And you're about to enter to Bonn, or Montfort. Still the center of the city, the ancient Castra, fortified by Romans and Franks alike, is now filled with thriving workshops and propped up homes. And then we will travel to Terre alla Palatina here. A colossal brick hall constructed by Constantine the Great for his own Palatinum. It is massive in size, with a few equals in the continent. It shows a level of engineering prowess that can always be a source of inspiration. And then we'll head to the capital of Luxembourg, Varengia to be exact. So we managed through the dangerous path in Luxembourg. That's a thing you do not hear today. we decide to rest for the night. As I walk around here, Kevin, suddenly a strange feeling that something missing bothers me. I ask around, everyone agree on one thing. I don't remember seeing Nahod all day. He was keeping the rear guard when we entered a war-torn province. But I suppose it wasn't the best there to know his bravado. Perhaps he was already gunning for the front lines. Perhaps he lost somewhere in the plains. Luxembourg is at war? This area is a war zone? Ah, Norse invasion. That's what's going on. Let's find the man. I think we lost him. He's in my entourage. Okay, we brought him back. Never mind. No, you're the man with the drum. Also, by the way, this. Yeah, we decided to bypass there, and because we decided, okay, we traveled long enough. So we will be returning home in about 7 months. And once we reach back to Harran, then that'll be the end of this episode. And the next episode will be the final episode of the Harran series. Because I really want to end this series on a high note, which is the invasion of Greece. But now currently, there's a claimant war. Hold that thought. I want you to know how many troops are there over there. As I traverse the hilly terrain of Provence, across paths with a local peasant, Virginia, he's troubling with fear and excitement as he tells me a tale of his encounter with a legendary Tarisk, a monstrous creature said to inhabit a region. According to Provençal folklore, the Tarisk was a dragon-like beast with a lion's head, 6 bear-like legs, a turtle shell, and scaly tail ending with a scorpion sting. Swear on my mother's grave, she exclaims. It was big as a house and it roared like thunder. She points towards a nearby forest, claiming that's where it saw the creature. My companions exchange skeptical glances. Well, I suggest it might have been a large lizard, but not an actual monster. But she is convinced of what she saw. It's a she, not a he. She's a bisexual. Well, let's investigate this claim. It could be real. I've seen many things in the world. I traveled as far as India and China, and I went as far west as Britannia. I've seen a lot of things, so let's investigate this claim. It could be real. Thrilling discovery. Turned up large, unusual tracks could belong to a master creature, whether it's Tarisk or not. Discovery is exciting. Now, me and my companions traveled through the hills of southern France. Came across a group of locals playing a game of Calistino. A game involves rolling a wooden ball to knock over 9 wooden pins arranging in a diamond shape. Bowling? The players seem to be enjoying themselves, laughing and cheering up. One of the players, a grizzled old shepherd named Ambrosius Lombardo. He notices that you're watching and approaches you. Greetings, my lord. Says, I see you're not from around here. Would you care to join us in the game of Calistino? If you win, I'll hand over my personal set. I'll accept the challenge and play it. I win. I gained more of these trinkets. A set of these pins. A simple one, well made, but those pins have seen a lot of usage. You know, is it possible to, No, you can't reforge them. It's just part of your personal collection, that's all. So, we'll be heading home. Man overboard. And choppy waters are enough to make any experienced sailor seasick. As we roll back and forth on the waves, the people on the ship are slowly moving to seek shelter below. I noticed Captain Muhammad looking on the railing before, turned to make his way to the hull deck. When anyone by his time reacts, the ship hurls sideways and falls into dark water. 92% that we're gonna save that man. 7% chance that he drowns. Save him. And did. It's gonna be a long boat trip home. So the next episode will be the finale when we take Greece. The seas around here are thick with Lombardo traders going about their usual craft, carrying rare and exotic goods from one port to another. One such merchant ship holds an item within that immediately takes my interest. The moment I laid my eyes upon the bejeweled scriptures, I know I could never find anything like back in Al-Harani, and I said it must be mine. Scriptures decorated with studded gemstones. I'll spend. I could buy just about anything. White squall again! The ship sails once again. Told you the sea is dangerous. It's 10% chance of danger. As long as we stay close to the coast, there shall be no danger. They got defenses. Quite a lot. For Athens, the last goal. Who's the owner of Constantinople? Apparently they lost the claim in war, now it's belonging to somebody else entirely. Okay then, move it over here. Capital's over here. Come on, move it. You have 3 months to go. Be my friend. I'm a friend to many. Now we're returning to familiar shores again. This is lovely, but I've seen better. End case told. Sharp gusts and lingering squalls have kept the ship tipping and rolling for hours as I stand on deck, clutching firmly onto the mast. I see a chest carrying my fingernails of St. Margaret has come loose. Too far to save myself, but that means we've been reached. However, he would be at risk of falling overboard. Fingernails. Save it. He drowned. My old caravan master shed his motor core when he drowned. The blues need to choose someone else to lead my entourage. In fact, there are two who could easily fill his shoes. Either my Courtier Dashim or my Ashur would serve me well in a pinch. I'll take Dashim, the Andalusian one we met back a ways there. Back on land, though it's cold out. Let's land. Back in the old drylands. How many days did we travel? 1,315 days and traversed 252 baronies. Thank the one. Thank the one. So yes. So we will end the episode on that note right after we check out how many troops that they have. So that way we'll know what the plans of what the war for Greece may look like. Hey, wait a minute. Ah, damn it. They went that way. Well, on that disappointing end, no, not really. So, yes, we had a lot of fun, and this is going to be the last great travel for not only this character's life, but for this series as well. So, in the next episode, it'll be the final episode of the Harranian series, as there is now one last holy site for me to take, and that's Athens. And we'll do that by declaring a holy war for the let me see. Is there a way we can get to Greece? Actually, we gotta take Crete. Yeah, go over and take Crete. I know they will not vassalize. So, there will be two wars. One is no doubt a quick war for Crete, which will be used as a staging area to go to Greece. Alright then. So, that's what's going to happen in the next episode. Two wars. One for Crete as a staging area to go to Greece. I'm in fine health. I got plenty to live. And all that and more. So, and once I'm done with this video series, as a reminder, Sri Lanka will be the next video series when the Sri Lanka flavor pack comes out, and as well as the next event pack DLC, Wards and Wardens. So I'll likely do the Sri Lanka series once that comes out, you know, just to add a little bit of more, you know, new features and such. So that way it wouldn't feel like a bit of a repeat to this, even though what I'm about to do here is nothing but a... Well, what the hell am I saying? But you get what I'm saying, people. So, it's been fun with the travel now. Now we will return to warfare in the next episode to fight the last few wars. One is one last small war, and then a major war. And then we'll find out how many do they have over there. We'll send a spy master there, and we'll find out how many do they have compared to 50,000 of us. But I'll see you in the next episode for the finale. So long for now.